Today, we're shooting off a couple of different snares.
We got a $400 snare and a $100 snare. What's going on? I'm Tyler.
I'm Travis.
This is
Twisted Transcription Studios.
Like we said, we're doing a shootout of some snares today. We've got
A Mapex standard Bloodwood snare?
the snare that came with my new kit and the Chris Adler snare that I've mentioned before. The Chris Adler was $400. This one come with the kit. Online, it's anywhere from $80 to $120, so we just said $100.
Yeah. Some of you might be thinking, like, I want to get a cool snare. You see your favorite artists have artist snares out, but you're like, is it worth it?
You got the Vinnie Paul, the Joey Jordison, the Chris Adler. Everybody's got one these days.
All right. I mean, can you justify spending $400 on a snare?
One drum. Probably the most important drum, in my opinion, because it's the one you hear over everything. Like, it's like a metronome, pretty much.
Yeah. Hopefully, in this video, you're going to find out if it is worth it just by our little comparison.
Yeah, we're going to show you the Bloodwood snare first, and then we're going to show you the Chris Adler one. Starting off with the Bloodwood snare, it is 14 by 6.5 compared to the Black Panther Chris's snare is 12 by 5.5.
A little taste smaller there.
Yeah, it was a little different when I first got it, like a long time ago, because I was playing on a snare that had the same dimensions as this one, you'll remember, but
yeah,
it was just so like small. I was like, dude, did I like, well, can
I
I even get
snare?
hands for this?
Yeah.
But you can't, obviously. I was young and stupid, so. Moving on. The Bloodwood snare is a 6-ply birch compared to this, which is a 5.1 millimeter walnut.
So you've got a plied birch compared to a solid walnut, more or less.
Yeah, and that's probably what gives it, which all these components are going to give them the sound, but the wood I feel like is probably the main thing.
Yeah, that's what kind of, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of where all that resonance comes from.
Other than what we're about to talk about next, this really is a big feature on the Chris snare. The Chris snare has 2.3 millimeter power hoops compared to this one, which has just
on a clear bearing edge.
Yeah, there's not really no dimensions on it.
What I do know is that it's much harder to clip a freaking mic to.
Yeah, they are tiny, man. They're like, God, it's right on top of the head.
Tiny little hoops.
They both have 8 lug, and the Chris Adler snare has black hardware,
which is just a nice thing.
Yeah, it looks dope. Mine does. I don't know. I got the first generation. I don't know if I mentioned that. The very first one he's come out with. I think he's got like 3 or 4 now. Price-wise, we said the first one was give or take $100. This one is $400, or it was when it's new. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the one he's got out now is $400.
Yeah. In fact, I think the one I just downloaded upon was like $449. So.
Yeah.
There's a major price difference there, and you're also getting a major hardware difference because, I mean, that walnut feature, I just feel like the wood is just worth the whole thing, the whole price difference by itself. We will mention, before we play this, that we tried our best to get them tuned as close as we could. The Chris snare seemed like it could just handle better tightness. I mean, we could not get the other one nearly tight enough. We felt like it was just going to poof.
Yeah, we use
the drum dial.
And the Chris was like 94 on the top and 90 or 89 on the bottom. Yeah. And I tried to get this one to 94 and it was not having it. Like something was gonna bust or break or something. So I just stopped it at like 80.
88?
Yeah, 88. And then I did 85 on the bottom.
Yeah, there you go. And great segue. They're also gonna be different heads, which will alter your sound a little bit, but
they both got moon gels on them. They're both gonna be raw.
Yeah.
I mentioned that. So here we go. drummer and you're wanting to buy, just thinking about buying a new snare.
Right.
After hearing this, what would you say?
I'm rushing to the store.
Gonna get it, huh?
I'm going to get that snare.
Why is that?
Man, it's just a totally different sound. I mean, to me, not being a drummer, the Bloodwood snare sounds pretty flat. Obviously, they're tuned different, but it does not have that razzle dazzle.
Yeah, even if it was, they are tuned pretty close. Like
Yeah.
we said, we used a drum dial, and that gets pretty freaking accurate. But the heads do have something to do with it. But like we've stated, it's not just the heads; it's the layout and the wood itself.
Right.
So you're not gonna get it. It's $400 versus $100, man. I mean, you get what you pay for.
Yeah. It almost lives in the same realm that guitar does. You can buy a cheap $100 guitar, and you're gonna have some super ultra cheap wood. I mean, God knows what it's gonna be. But then you go up higher, you got nicer and nicer wood. You get better flame maple tops and pretty stuff, good wood. But that's what makes the guitar resonate. I mean, that's where you get a lot of that warmth and sound from. Some people disagree, but it's true. Wood matters. And I feel like it's the same way with this drum. I mean, you go from this 6-ply birch, which I feel like is obviously a super economical piece of wood, or it wouldn't be.
It's not bad. Compared to the Pearl one, it's still, we did a review on that.
Still good. But I feel like it's still an economical wood, or it wouldn't be in a $90 snare.
Yeah.
Whereas this walnut,
which it could also be thinner than the walnut. We didn't look that up because it didn't say. We looked it up, but it didn't say.
It looked it up. It didn't say.
You get what you pay for. And if you're just starting out, I wouldn't say go get a new one. Like, we've said that before. Don't go out and get very expensive equipment if you're just starting off. Because one, you're going to suck regardless unless you're a prodigy, and props to you. Two, you might not like it. Like, you might not stick with it. And you don't want to drop $400 on a snare that's just going to sit there and collect dust.
Right. And on top of that, I mean, when you're buying a snare and you're a noob, if you go to your Guitar Center, God forbid, and look at their drum section, it's abysmal. But if you go there and look at their drum section, they probably aren't going to have a bunch of artist series snares piled around. So you're probably not going to be able to hear what this snare sounds like other than in videos. And they can be deceiving. Because, I mean, if people are getting paid to promote this snare, you can put whatever in post you want to, and you don't know it's there because you're a beginner. So be really careful about doing stuff like that. I would advise not buying one if you're a young drummer. But if you're an experienced drummer, you just heard that, go get one.
So that's our opinion. Do what you want with it. I bought it. I love it. No regrets. Had it 10 or 12 years now. Sounds great. Looks cool. But
what more can you ask? Oh, I know. You make sure you like and you subscribe. You hit that bell. Drop a comment.
Find us on social media at Twisted Transcription, and we will see you
next time.
It's the Power Hoops. This Chris Hair.
Chris Hair.
3, 2, 1. The Chris Hair.
The Chris Hair.
Oh my God. After hearing that, Travis, you're a drummer. Say you're a drummer. Say it!
I'm a drummer!